In the immortal words of Mama Ru, hello, 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 guvna. Hey up guys, so today we'll be talking about the premiere episode of RuPaul's Drag Race UK. I've never talked about RuPaul's Drag Race on my channel, even though I've seen literally every episode. And I'll be honest, I didn't have any intention of talking about the UK version either, but after having seen the first episode last night, I felt compelled to. Before we get started, I just want to issue a massive spoiler warning because I am going to be talking in depth about the episode, like who got booted off, what happened, the itty-bitty details, so if you haven't seen the episode, you should probably go away, watch it and come back, but if you don't mind spoilers, then yeah, stick around, because yeah, I'm gonna spill the tea. The first episode of Drag Race UK was without a doubt the most fun I have had watching Drag Race since season 6. I know I've got some cultural bias, but oh my golly goodness, did it inject some life into the show. Even RuPaul looked like he was having fun. You know how Americans like to take popular British TV shows and then try and make an American version out of them, and it never quite works because the humor just doesn't really translate to the American audience? Well, that's what I was fearing was going to happen when they took the American show and brought it to Britain. I just didn't know if it was going to work, but if I'm being completely honest, them doing a British version of Drag Race might be the best decision that the show has ever made. I have a lot of friends who watch RuPaul's Drag Race, shocking, I know, but the one thing that we can all collectively agree on is that the way that RuPaul has been churning out season after season, followed by All-Stars after All-Star seasons, it never really gives us much time to miss and appreciate the show. We never get hungry for more because we know the next serving is just right around the corner. And because of this, the last few seasons of Drag Race haven't felt as much fun as they were in the earlier seasons because they're just cobbled together as quickly as possible, the challenges don't feel as relevant or as necessary as they used to, and because there's no thought or effort put into them, it just feels like it's all being rushed together without any love and attention or care. So the last few seasons have just been given to us quickly as possible so we can digest them and move on to the next season. It's also overly produced and they're always trying to force certain storylines, but what was refreshing about the pilot episode of Drag Race UK was how it just kind of ditched the drama and just showed an appreciation for British drag. They were definitely planting the seeds of potential future drama between certain queens like the Vivienne and Cheryl, but overall the episode was more dominated by laughter than anything else, which was wonderful. I honestly haven't laughed this much at a RuPaul episode in years, and I mean consistent laughter. And like the Great British Bake Off, there's a kindness to RuPaul's Drag Race, an appreciation from all the contestants who are just happy to be there, even though there's no cash prize money like at the end of an American season of Drag Race. Why no cash prize, you're probably asking? Well, that's because Drag Race UK is filmed on the BBC and that's paid for by the taxpayers. What does the winner get? A web series. But despite there not being $100,000 to win at the end of the series, all 10 contestants' lives and careers will be boosted significantly by being there. The contestants know this, and they're grateful just to be there, and I love that. As far as the cast goes, it's an eclectic mix of young'uns and slightly less young'uns. I wouldn't go as far as calling anybody old. I think the two oldest contestants were Vinegar Strokes and Crystal, who are both 34, but I wouldn't label that as old. I will say I was expecting there to be at least one haggard, withered, old scene queen in the mix of cast, because in British drag culture there is always that one ancient queen who has been working the scene in their local town for like 30, 40 years, and yeah, they are just a legend in their region, but there wasn't a single one of those to be found in the cast list. They're definitely missing one area of drag subculture when it comes to their cast in this season, but hopefully when it gets picked up for a second season, they will, you know, go into that demographic. Maybe they can get Charlie Hides back for season 2. He's around about that age. But there was still a nice mix of like working class drag queens like Baga Chips, Cheryl Hall, the Vivienne, and something Wong. And then we've got the young baby social media queens like Blue Hydrangea, Gothy, Kendoll, and Scardey Cat. I'm also very happy that there's a queen representing my region, West Yorkshire, and that's Davina de Campo. Everyone in the cast was thrilled to be there, and it looked like they were clicking quite quickly, but that's probably because like 60-70% of them already knew each other prior to going into Drag Race, so I live in London, and a lot of these queens do the London scene, and I have either met or seen live like 4 of them, and that's like Something Wong, Baga Chip, Cheryl Hall, and Crystal. So if I've seen them, odds are they have seen a major as well. So that's probably why they seemed to click and seem so chummy quite quickly. So yeah, that's a reason why there's a lot of love in the room already. But I'm sure as the glamorous sheen of being the first contestants ever on UK's Drag Race fizzles off after the first week, the competition's gonna get a bit tougher as the numbers start to get smaller and the kitty cat claws are gonna come out and there's gonna be some drama. Like I said before, the only storyline that I could see the producers trying to push was a little bit of rivalry between Cheryl Hall and the Vivienne. It seems like they're planting the seeds of drama there, but even with the clip of next week's episode where they're sort of like getting cat at each other, it didn't sound like they were being, you know, vicious to each other. It just sounded like they were engaging in banter and the producers are trying to spin it to make it sound like it was worse than what it was. But really, in London and the UK, that's just how people talk to each other. They're just self-deprecating and being sarcastic and mean, and it's not really meant to be taken seriously. Yeah, our humor, you can't really spin that way, but we'll see how they do it, because they might just add some of those, you know, rattlesnake noises. Thank you, Bob the drag queen. Some of that shady side-eye. But yeah, we'll see how that develops. I'm really keen to see how the American audience responds to British Drag Race, because normally Americans do appreciate British humour, and I hope that is the case with UK Drag Race. But there are a few British colloquialisms that came out in the first episode where I'm like, oh, is the average Yank gonna know what they're talking about? Like, when they said gobshite, trollop, vajazzled, chav? These are all words that I don't know if the average American is going to know, so are they going to be Googling like a lot of what these drag queens say? Don't worry though, guys, when I first started watching Drag Race USA, I had to Google certain terms. I didn't know what edges were, feeling my oats, or
back rolls.
Back rolls? So yeah, I know now, and knowledge is power. The challenges this week were familiar, albeit given a slightly British twist. The mini challenge, they had to do an off-with-the-head photo shoot, and then the main challenge, they had to come up with 2 looks. One was to show them their hometown, and the second one was giving them their best Queen Elizabeth realness. As far as what happened in these challenges, I agree with the judges. The right 2 people were in the bottom, and the right person went home. Gothy Kendoll, bless her, she was supposedly a look queen, but yeah, she did not live up to that title. Her Queen Elizabeth look was disastrous. It just looked like a bunch of random items that she'd acquired in a costume shop, and there was just no thought or through line about how it all came together. It just looked awful. And when it came to the runway and the lip sync for her life, she just had no fire in her eyes. It didn't look like she wanted to be there. Her nerves got the better of her, and she was just out of her depth. Plus, New Rules by Dua Lipa is one of my favorite songs, and if you can't do that song justice, then you really don't deserve to be there. Thank God Vinegar Strokes at least gave it some jiggle. I do agree, her outfits weren't very inspired. EastEnders belt thing, oh, that just looks so bad and constructed. Maybe you could wear something like that to a mate's costume party, but this is Drag Race, come on. And her second look, I don't know what Michelle Visage thought it was so good. It just looked like a picnic blanket that she stitched together, put it on top, and it was all creased and crumpled, just like, oh God, and her makeup, God, I don't know shit about makeup, guys, but even I could tell that was some messy makeup. But just like, come on, there was no polish to her, so she definitely needs to work on that. But as a contestant in the show, she definitely has more to offer than Gothy Kendoll, and I do want to see how she does in the acting challenge next week. Supposedly that will be, where she shines, because she is a self-proclaimed dragtor. So hopefully she's great there, and we get to see a bit more of her, maybe fall in love with her there. But poor Gothy Kendoll, she was the first one to be booted off UK Drag Race, which sucks, but I will say her shining moment was actually the lipstick message she left, which was, I'm the UK's pork chop. I did like that. Wasn't a fan of her doing the whole Gothy Kendoll thing out of the runway. Just like, come on with your own thing. That's just lame. I think all she's gonna be remembered for is Gothy Kendoll, Gothy Kendoll, Gothy Kendoll. Yeah, get that trademark. That's cool, that's catchy. And on the other side of the critiques, the Vivienne rightfully won the main challenge, was absolutely howling when Ru was like, Michelle, that's her real nose. To be told that you are wearing prosthetics as a fake nose when that's actually your real nose, oh, she took it in great stride. I really liked her. So yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye out on that one. But her 2 looks were also very creative, fashionable, and well executed. Pete Burns would have been proud. I also really would have loved Something Wong to win this week, because that stamp was everything. If Something Wong doesn't bring that to her next show at Halfway to Heaven, then I'm going to cause a fuss. It was so genius and so creative, and the same goes for her bull outfit from Birmingham. That was wonderful. It was pure camp, it was pure drag, and her execution of it was just so much fun. Yeah, I was like, wow. Both Cheryl Hall and Baga Chips shined when it came to their hometown looks. I love watching Baga Chips just stumble out onto the runway looking like a drunken Amy Winehouse, and Cheryl Hall with the fake tan and the toilet paper, classic Essex girl, just brilliant attention to detail. But yeah, they both cocked up in their Queen Elizabeth looks, just a bit boring, a bit basic. God, who forgets to bring a purse when they're doing Queen Elizabeth? Come on, Cheryl, you're better than that. Scardey Cat was definitely a contestant I was a bit skeptical of because she was on in 19, doing it for 11 months and never been to a drag show, never performed in drag, so why are you here? But I will say that her looks on the runway were very creative and well executed, but is she really just a look queen or is there more to her? Does she have more to offer than just, oh, I can put an outfit together? Davina de Campo has excellent soundbite game, but her looks in the challenges were a bit basic, a bit forgettable. Blue Hydrangea's pound coin headpiece I love just as much as I loved her Irish accent. And Crystal, I'm not quite sold on yet. She's an East London queen and I'm a Hackney Wick boy, so technically she is my most regional queen, but there was an abrasive quality to her, which I'm not sure I like yet, but it could just be a case that she's kind of like an Evie Oddly type, where she is just being her true self, and it's just taking me as a viewer a little bit more time to see that. So I think I need to see a few more episodes of how she carries herself to see if I like her or not. And we have to talk about Andrew Garfield as a guest judge, because he was living his best life on that judges panel. Absolutely loving every second of it, trying desperately to churn out as many Drag Race runway puns as possible. Some of them were fairly laboured, like that whole, well, she puts the man in Olivia Colman. God. But I did like a few of them. Like, I think I loved the old tea, no crane, and also, that's not Dame Helen Mirren, more like, damn Helen Mirren. I just love him even more now. What a ledge. He's probably like filming 5 movies, but the fact that he took time out to be a guest judge on Drag Race just says so much about him. God, I love him. But the entire judging panel was great this week. I think the biggest bit of laughter for me this episode was when Alan Carr compared Gothy Kendoll's tiger look to a real estate agent who got her face painted.
When she came out in that first outfit as the tiger, she looks like an estate agent that's gone to Regent's Park Zoo and said, can you face paint me face for 50p? And then she's gone back into work and gone, what do you think, girls? You know.
In the end, guys, the first episode of Drag Race UK actually exceeded my expectations. I thought there was going to be some growing pains over the first few episodes whilst the show tried to find its feet, but to be honest, I think the show has hit the ground running from the very first episode. It's got the perfect tone, it's focusing more on laughs, and yeah, there's less focus on like forcing storylines, but we'll wait and see how it unfolds. But generally, this episode was so much fun and so funny. Just incredible hour of TV. So I wasn't going to score these episodes, but I think I might as well because, yeah, it's worth scoring. I'm going to give this episode of Drag Race an 8.5 out of 10. And yes, I'm definitely going to be tuning in every week to see how the series unfolds. Like I said, I wasn't planning to talk about this season of Drag Race on my channel, but if you guys have enjoyed listening to me talk about this show and you want me to do more Drag Race content on the channel, then please do let me know in the comment section, because I wasn't planning to put this into my schedule. I do have a lot on my plate, but if you do want me to continue with it, please do let me know in the comment section below. If there's another demand for it, I will make time and review every episode and do more content on it, because it has been fun to talk about, and if you guys like it, I'll make more, okay? At the end of my videos, I usually ask you guys a question to get the conversation started in the comment section below. As this is the start of the new season, I haven't really picked a favourite yet. There's a few where I'm feeling like they're probably going to be my favourites. Something Wong, the Vivienne, Cheryl Hole, Baga Chips. Really liked all 4 of these, but there's always room for other contestants to come through and, steal the spotlight and fall in love with. So my quick question for you guys is, who are your favourite contestants? Who do you want to see win? Who do you think will win? Get involved in the comment section below, because let's start a dialogue. I want to hear what you guys have to say about UK Drag Race, alright? And guys, if you do like my channel, you've enjoyed this video, do consider hitting that thumbs up button. If you want to stay up to date with all my content as well, please consider hitting that subscribe. That was a tongue pop. I can do better than that. There we go. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all those links are down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Garfield, and I'll see you next time.